Hi there, Scythe to meet ya. Scythes Only. That's the name of the game. How do we fare against every boss in the Beyond Depth mod pack using only scythes? The rules for this run are as follows. We must beat every boss in the mod pack, using scythes as our main weapon. I am not going to reset the run if I accidentally hit a zombie with a pickaxe. I am allowed to beat bosses using other means, as long as I go back and defeat them with a scythe. Understood? Great! Then without further ado, let's start the run. After running from structure to structure for about 15 minutes, I was able to gather enough iron to make my first scythe. A short while after, I wandered into some kind of blacksmith set piece, which was absolutely loaded with early game equipment. Normal crafting recipes for iron and diamond armor have been changed, which now require quite a detour into the create mod, so being able to skip that is very nice. Along with an absurd amount of golden apples, there was a Smite 5 diamond great axe, which would have been really nice to use if I was allowed to. Unfortunately for me, the Dark Oak Forest created such an easy mob spawner that I was getting overrun by creepers and I was forced to bail while still looting. With my new gear, I decided to check out a dripstone dungeon I had spotted earlier along my travels. This place has really good loot, but the mobs inside hit hard and the boss hits harder. This would be a problem if I wasn't able to dripstone the boss and take all the loot for myself with no risk whatsoever. How did that guy reach me from there? After definitely 100% legitimately defeating the boss, and don't worry, we will be back to defeat them using a scythe later, I was able to relatively safely loot the rest of the dungeon, and with the diamonds I gathered, I made a new set of diamond tools. With diamond tools comes decent mining speed, and with decent mining speed comes the next part of my early game plan. My goal was to get the Nightmare Armor set, which requires an annoying amount of uncommon mob drops from the Born in Chaos mod. The mobs in that pack hit hard. Like, really hard. The solution to this, of course, is cheese. Why go out and fight them one-on-one when I can simply make a big pit and swipe their feet? About 2 hours later, hey there, welcome to my humble abode. It is a glorified flat surface with a trench and holes for me to stab things. How nice of you to drop by. Looks aside, let's see how it works. Hey, would you look at that? This thing's actually working. Oh. Gonna need to fix that. After no injury, I can safely say it works 100% of the time it decides to work. After grinding for a few hours, ta-da! We have our Nightmare Scythe. This baby is going to be our main weapon for likely the rest of the playthrough. It is a good weapon though, thank God. It has high damage, decent attack speed, good enough range, and perhaps most importantly, a lifesteal ability, as well as the ability to inflict wither upon the damaged target. Additionally, when equipping a full set of Nightmare armor, this greatly increases the scythe's lifesteal and deals additional wither damage. New weapon in hand, I decided it was about time I took care of some of the early game bosses, starting off with Nwuthi the Sunbird.
That's a lot of damage!
Each boss drops a special relic that can be used to craft a certain weapon. Nwuthi drops a special mask that allows me to summon her minions as my own. These minions help me to defeat the next boss on my list, the Dune Sentinel. Unfortunately, his drops are simply useless. However, after returning home from my victories, I spent the spoils of war on leveling up some villagers to buy better food items. Inside the Beyond Depth mod pack, there is a dietary system which rewards the player for eating a variety of foods, granting impressive stat buffs the more diverse your diet is. These effects include armor toughness, maximum health, damage, and attack speed. After some more grinding, I was able to craft 3/4 of my Nightmare armor set, the last piece being the helmet, requiring a 5% drop from a rare enemy. Also around this time, I realized my Nightmare Scythe was on half durability, so I decided to retire it to the backpack for now to save it. To solve this problem and make myself strong in the process, I decided to start villager trading. I quickly got a Protection 3 book, and then soon after I got Mending. All of this I put on my Nightmare armor. As well as my Nightmare Scythe. With the threat of my gear breaking on me, successfully avoided, back to the Nightmare Stalker grind. Where did he go? Oh. After that incident, I decided to do some research on the Nightmare Stalkers. Turns out they have a step height of 3 blocks, which is the exact depth of my trench, which let them simply walk out of my defenses and into my killing chamber to kill me. To fix this, I simply lined the trench with a layer of slabs, which solved the issue. A couple hours later, and 10 Nightmare Stalkers, I finally hit that 5% drop chance, and now I'm able to complete my armor set. With the helmet complete, my armor is as good as it's going to get for a while. I still need crying obsidian to craft an altar for higher level enchants. But here it is. I have full protection 3 on my armor, as well as fire aspect and mending on my scythe. Another perk of the full set of nightmare armor is, I believe, a 50% movement speed increase while under the cover of darkness, which is very handy for dealing with things like dungeons or the nether. With gear out of the way for now, it is about time we step into a new dimension. Unfortunately, the nether is progression locked until I go through the Undergarden, a new dimension set in a floral cave, with brand new dangers and dungeons to behold. But as I light this portal, unfortunately that is all the time I have for today. As always, thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed.